Choices in my bed, the place to be, to use my hand to watch wrestling.
Don't look at me like Renee Young looks at Dean Ambrose during their interviews. Get your mind out of the gutter.
So Smackdown opens up with Shane and Daniel Bryan talking to Randy Orton about what he did on Raw. I really hope what Shane said about Randy getting repercussions actually is true, you know, kind of in a real sense. We all know last time there was a brand split, it didn't matter. You had Raw, you had Smackdown, and they were just like, hey, let's all play together anyway. But having 10 security personnel to protect Randy Orton and whoever else will not overshadow the fact that Daniel Bryan got Apollo Creed trending. Which really raises the question, are these promos taped or are these actually live? I remember the first Raw I went to here in Vegas, they started to play a video that they weren't supposed to play, and they stopped it, and the lady behind me said, Vince is firing somebody right now. And I looked around, and I turned around and said, yes, he is. So we get a shot of our brand new Smackdown Live announce team. You have David Otunga, who looks like he got dressed in a dumpster, when JBL said Ziggler looked like he got dressed in a dumpster. Come on, guys. Woo-wee. This segment opens up with Ambrose and Ziggler going at it. La, 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 la. Ambrose is getting a little angrier, a little more heel, which is good because when two good guys fight each other, it's not that exciting most of the time. Ambrose pretty much says, you're not gonna beat me, walks off. And here's where they messed it up with the Bray Wyatt, man. Bray comes out, screen goes dark. Bray comes out, Sister Abigail on Ziggler. Wyatt says a few things, looks up. You get that cool little blah, the follow the buzzards thing. It cuts to black, and then a second later, it comes back up to a promo screen. You should just leave it dark. Like, there's so much potential. Smackdown, I thought you were gonna be new and different. So next up we have a triple threat match for the #1 contendership featuring Apollo Creed, Baron Corbin, and Kalisto. Baron Corbin, you're giving me less boners when you do not fulfill your heelness. That statue should have been out there. You should use that statue in the match. Can't say for a couple weeks, I am not gonna do anything unless my statue's here. Your statue's not there. You do stuff, makes you look like a cool heel. The Miz is on commentary, and it's always a little more entertaining when you get a wrestler out there talking on some smack on commentary, especially when he said he taught Daniel Bryan everything he knows. Shawn Michaels. So the match goes to commercial break, we come back, it ends pretty quickly. Apollo Crews kicks Baron Corbin in the back of the head, pins Kalisto, making Creed the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship at Battleground, or at SummerSlam. Of course, the heel tool goes ahead and attacks Kalisto. Creed saves him. The Miz jumps in the ring, and the heel tool, perhaps proving to us that his alignment is chaotic neutral, attacks the Miz.
Chaotic evil.
Our next match features Becky Lynch taking on Eva Marie. Now last week when all of the women's wrestlers came out, it kind of ended weird. Eva Marie came out, did her grand entrance, and then it just stopped. But listen to this. Becky Lynch comes out, and what does the commentating team talk about? Brock Lesnar. Let's try to figure this out for a second. You got Becky Lynch, B-E-C-K-Y. Brock, B-R-O-C-K. Lynch, L-Y-N-C-H. Lesnar, L-E-S-N-R. That's why they talked about him. So before the match even begins, Eva Marie shows us why she graduated from the Scooby-Doo School of Acting. I think to add to this, Eva Marie should have said something. I want to hate her because she's a bad person, but you can't let everything else make you bad. You have to hold up your end of the bargain. So after this matchup, Renee Young is interviewing Carmella. Natalya comes out and says, you should be interviewing me. Carmella tells Natalya that she should go get her crazy cat lady outfit on. Next up, we have the Vaudevillains taking on American Alpha. Okay, standard debut. I mean, I know it's the job of the announce team to make everything sound super amazing, but pretty standard debut if you ask me. But there were two things I think are worth noting in this match. One, after American Alpha cleared the ring, they slid out to the ropes and did their, they cheered. It was really cool. The only thing that would have made it cooler is if Jason Jordan made it through that rope, but he didn't. But number two, Chad Gable flying through the air with the greatest of ease, just like Hornswoggle used to. Double clothesline to the Vaudevillains. Of course, American Alpha hits the Grand Amplitude and wins. Another highlight of this match was JBL mentioning Scott Steiner. Are we gonna get Steiner back? Who would not be happy with that? I don't know who wouldn't be happy with that. Maybe a couple haters? Pop quiz. Who is the best choice to host a Teen Choice Award show? An old man. So for the next 15 minutes, we get to watch AJ Styles and John Cena go back and forth in this male soap opera show that we love to call professional wrestling. AJ begs the question, I beat up John Cena, why is he still here? Well, AJ, if you weren't too busy running around in other organizations, you probably would know that John Cena at one point got fired, but a week later he was back. I don't know how else to get rid of the guy. AJ went on for a while about how John Cena is just the noble hero to all the children and the adults everywhere, saying that all the kids that get trophies for participation are delusional. Yeah, I mean, really, my show is getting like an average of 120 views a week. Should I get a trophy for that? Probably not. But if you want to give me one, that's cool, because I'll put it like, I'll find a place to put it, trust me. And here we go. Cena once again using the children to put himself over because he knows that the children will beg their parents to buy Cena stuff, and then the parents will spend the money, and then WWE makes money, and then Cena makes money, and everything's great. That's how the world works. However, I feel like this promo went on a little long because Enzo took all of Cena's promo time a couple weeks ago, and Cena sometimes it's gotta be a hater. But at the end of this thing, we learned that AJ and John Cena are gonna be a match at SummerSlam. I kinda saw it out of the corner of my eye, but did you see AJ hop off the ring apron? What? I just mixed whoa and what. You're welcome, Websters. The next match features Randy Orton taking on Fandango. So during this match, Tyler Breeze just decides to run in and attack Randy Orton, and the referee goes, What? And in the end, somehow, nobody in the building saw this giant beast of a man named Brock Lesnar enter. Lesnar appears ringside, jumps into the ring, F5s Randy Orton, walks out, very uncharacteristically, wholly uninteresting. Brock, you should have just picked up all 12 of those security guys and just belly to belly suplexed them over your head. I mean, would have been easy. But how interesting would this have been if Fandango had beat Randy Orton? Because then Fandango could have had another match, and he could have beat Randy Orton again, and then he could have taken his place at SummerSlam, and it could have been Fandango versus Brock Lesnar. Hey, Fandango's first match was at WrestleMania, so you can't count that idea out. So we come back from commercial break, and Brock Lesnar is leaving the building, and you're waiting this whole time. Oh man, something's gonna happen. Paul Heyman comes out. Oh man, now something definitely is gonna happen, and nothing happens. Daniel Bryan's talking to some mysterious person on the phone when Heath Slater just walks in through the back door because all security's too busy with the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and then Rhino scores him. This essentially took away the guessing of who Heath Slater has to face for a contract on Smackdown next week. And then we get an interview from Renee Young to Dean Ambrose, where Dean Ambrose just pretty much furthers his, I'm trying to turn heel now, but people love me too much and it's not quite working. They come back from commercial break again and they're talking about Lesnar again. If there's one change I would have really appreciated from this new era, from Raw and SmackDown, it would have been to not talk about things over and over again. We saw it. If it was important to us, we'll remember it. If it's not important to us, we'll forget it. Stop trying to make me remember things that I don't want to remember. Not that I didn't want to remember this particular moment, but that's airtime you could have given to, what, Gilbert? So, here we are. Carmella versus Natalya, the Queen of Blackheart, or whatever they called her, I'm not sure. But before Carmella even gets to the ring, Natalya goes out there, suplexes her onto the ramp, and then puts her in the sharpshooter, and Carmella taps, no match, and the end. So there's 2 times we've had women's matches canceled. If you want them to be taken seriously, you gotta treat them seriously. Maybe my hair is just making my mind go nuts. And oh boy, oh man, did Ziggler ever tell Bryan and Shane, screw you. Thanks to Keith Apicary, I think Dolph Ziggler is starting to get more serious. There's now Ziggler? Oh my gosh, I just came up with a new name for Ziggler. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, on the Raw Loaf. But Ziggler might be turning heel. I don't know. This is becoming a lot more serious than I expected. Finally, we come up to the main event. Dolph Ziggler taking on Bray Wyatt. Winner is the #1 contender for SummerSlam. And what a fantastic match. This match had a lot of close calls. We saw a lot of big maneuvers. But in the end, Ziggler hits the super kick and Bray goes down for the 3 count. This could be a new Dolph Ziggler. Or it could be an idiot. Why can't this be real life? But after the match, Eric Rowan comes out and attacks Ziggler from behind. Dean rips off his jacket, runs up in there, tries to save Dolph Ziggler, but not until Bray gets up and attacks Dean from behind. And in the end, Dean grabs Ziggler and introduces him once again to Sister Abigail, bringing the night to an end as we follow the buzzards. Thanks for watching episode number 29 of the Raw Loaf. Go ahead and like this video, please, or dislike it, either one, I really don't care. In the comment section below, since nobody has even said anything yet, as you can see up here, nothing is drawn on here. Go ahead and put something in the comments stating of what you would like to see drawn on one of these 6 fine gentlemen here. Would you like to see Triple H with a heart on his chest? Would you like to see Randy Orton with F5 written on his forehead? Oh dear, wouldn't that be crazy? Since nobody's answering the questions, apparently they might be too hard. Just leave it in the comment section below. I'll pick the funniest one on Saturday and I'll draw it on there. So let's go ahead and get this thing filled up because I did not spend a whole $2 on this backdrop here to not have it been drawn on. Little, what is that called? Graffiti? Put some graffiti. You artists? I thought everybody wants to be an artist, get paid to do nothing and make money. Are you kidding me? I would love that. But go ahead and share this video and like it. Like I said, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, put it on Twitter, follow me at BLOFX. Make sure when you're tagging hashtag Raw, hashtag SC Live or Smackdown Live, whichever one they want to use, make sure you put in there the Raw Loaf. Sheamus was in the movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. He played Rocksteady. He kind of looks like a chicken with his hair, right? So you could call him Cocksteady. Let's get that trending on Twitter.